Welcome back. You're watching News Tonight. Now, road accidents are almost reported every day in Chennai. But how effective are the city's ambulance and emergency services? Often ambulances are seen stuck in heavy traffic or they don't respond at all during an emergency. Evelyn Matthew reports.
Rajiv Gandhi Salai or the IT corridor. Perhaps witnesses frequent accidents. On Wednesday evening, a helpless old man hit by a water tanker lay bleeding on the road with no one to rescue. The lorry driver fled the scene, and despite repeated calls to ambulance services and the traffic police, there was no response for quite some time.
Traffic phone manager, highways patrol phone patrol and police help. Police help.
The Supreme Court of India imposes an obligation on the state to safeguard the right to life of every person. If that be true, should a common man wait for 45 minutes to save his life? This is a classic case where passers-by don't want to get into legal complications and an ambulance comes after quite a wait. And maybe just a few might actually want to help. This entire stretch sees an accident almost every single day. This time, a helpless old man falling prey to a rash tanker driver right here. But even with a hospital right across the street and many others here in this locality, that most important golden hour seems like a lifetime to many victims in need. In Chennai, Evelyn Matthew for Ndtv-Hindu.
Now, while the law takes its course on the Williams case, the city police commissioner has come out in open saying he's not satisfied with the way child abuse cases are being handled by the all-women's police stations. The police have now extensively revamped the child abuse investigation department and new teams have been formed to handle crimes against children.
Right now, I'm not happy. That is why this step is being taken.
Chennai's Police Commissioner T. Rajendran looked clearly disappointed with the way child abuse cases are handled by the police. In an effort to make the investigation faster and efficient, he said 9 new teams have been set up and these teams will investigate only crimes against children. About 81 women police will carry out the task. This Dutchman, charged with child abuse in November last year, turned the spotlight on crimes against children. About 40 such cases under investigation have now been handed over to the newly formed teams.
There's no sensitivity. And third, there's no knowledge. When I say knowledge, there's a lot you have to know about a child and a child's mental framework.
Specialists, child psychologists, trainers from the forensic department and the judiciary have been brought in to train investigators of child abuse crimes. These investigations will be reviewed by the commissioner himself.
Registration of cases followed by investigation, filing charge sheet and the arrest related to child abuse cases will now be handled by the Child Abuse Investigative Team. So child abusers, better beware. In Chennai with camera person Devraj Salim for Ndtv-Hindu.
Well, tension prevailed at the Egmore court when a group of advocates attacked the accused in the fake drugs case again today. They were produced before the Egmore court by the CBCID this evening. Sleuths of the CBCID say the accused have knowingly committed themselves in the distribution and sale of spurious drug Primolut N with the intention of causing wrongful loss to the general public who bought the spurious drug. The accused were arrested and produced before the Egmore court and were confined in Puel prison for the next 15 days. So far, the CBCID have arrested 8 accused in connection with the spurious drug case.
Police has arrested 5 more persons in this case and remanded for judicial custody before the Honorable 2nd Metropolitan Magistrate Court, Egmore, Chennai 8, for the spurious health to the public and easily to earn money by way of illegal means. Furthermore, those who are involved will be arrested by the CBCD police.
A day after 76 Jawans were massacred by Maoists in Chhattisgarh in the worst ever Naxal attack, Grieving Home Minister P. Chidambaram today paid respects to the Jawans at a state funeral. He said Naxalites were thrusting war upon the state and there would be no let-up in anti-Naxal operations. He again described the Naxals as the gravest threat to national security and said there was no chance of any talks with the Naxals till the violence continued. Condemning the brutal and savage attack of the Maoists on the CRPF men, he said yesterday's operation by the security forces was not intelligence-based but was for area domination in order to understand and familiarize themselves with the terrain.
To our offer for talks, they have replied by a savage and brutal act of violence. To talk of talks now will be to mock at the supreme sacrifice made by 76 Jawans. Nevertheless, as I said, we must remain calm, we must hold our nerve. If a militant group abjures violence, gives up violence, we can consider talks. But at this moment, I think we should, while we grieve the dead, we should hold our nerve and continue to do what we are doing, namely to rid India of the greatest threat to internal security, which is the Naxalite threat.
Well, government has formed a one-man inquiry commission to probe into the strike in the government's arts college. Ndtv-Hindu has reported extensively on the strike. Now, the commission will be headed by retired IAS officer Natarajan. For more on that, we are now joined by our reporter Shabir. Shabir, what more details you have on this?
Well, the government has reacted finally and they have formed a one-man inquiry commission. It will be headed by A. Nagarajan, a retired IAS officer. And whereas this issue has been brought to the notice of the government through various sources, including a fact-finding team had released its findings last week saying that there was definitely something wrong on the college premises, and that's what it has been led to this unrest. And the government has very clearly notified that the commission will inquire into the causes and circumstances relating in the unrest among the students of various forms of protest leading to indefinite closure of government arts college. And it will also, the government has finally decided that it was necessary to look into this issue as it was of public importance. And the terms and conditions laid down by the government to inquire for the probe is very simple. The government wanted a detailed and a comprehensive inquiry for the present unrest among students of the Government Fine Arts College, and the commission will also probe into the series of events which led to the unrest and its background, as in the principal has charged that several students have actually damaged the car of principal, and the students also leveled allegations against the principal that he was acting biased towards certain caste people. So those are the things which the commission will actually look into do, and the commission will also recommend to avoid such unwanted and unpleasant situations in future, and it will also recommend suggestions for streamlining the administration. That is because the long pending demands of the students there is that they don't have any basic facility or any kind of resources to carry on with their studies. So that is something perhaps this commission will look into at this point in time, and everything will be done within a period of 3 months. That is what a government order which has been released just a short while ago has very clearly states, Ram.
Right, Shabir, thanks a lot for joining us, all those latest details on that story. Now, coming up next, a meet with a visionary from the infrastructure sector on our special segment, The Business Line, in just a moment.